Hey everybody, welcome back to Circus Animal. No, I haven't memorized this yet, but I wrote it, but I haven't memorized it. In this captivating podcast, we'll explore the intricate dance between patients and the medical system, a performance that often feels like jumping through hoops, hence Circus Animal. So I am Circus Animal Andrea,
I'm Circus Animal Carly.
and we were just talking about how we were going to talk about our first gynecological horrifying doctor experiences, but in talking about those experiences, we realized that, like, in the beginning, this was like the beginning for both of us of like learning how to advocate. And Carly, well, part of the reason why we're not here is both of our faults because we're patients and we're sick and we have doctor's appointments and well, I don't know, but Carly doesn't, but I sleep constantly because I have MECFS and fate. I told Carly, I'm like, I need to, I just inject the coffee into my veins already, please, anybody. Um, because I'm always wanting to sleep. Um, but I get crap sleep. I get junk sleep. So,
I
anyway,
wish I could sleep.
you get no
Yeah.
sleep. It's ridiculous. I hate even telling you that I sleep that much, but just like you though, I'm still so tired all the time.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. So we were talking about the self-advocating, and then we were talking about how why we haven't done one in a while. And then you said the
Well, one of
reason
the reasons we
you,
haven't done it in a while is because both of us have been very sick, but I've unfortunately been in and out of the hospital. And I mentioned to Andrea that something that you can, when talking about self-advocating, if you are in the hospital and you feel like you're not being treated fairly or that they're just like that you're being discriminated against, something along those lines, you can call the patient advocate. Every hospital I've been to has them. And then something not as literal as a patient advocate, but most big groups, there's the big hospital groups, the big doctor groups, they'll have somebody who they can be held accountable for if you feel like the doctor, a regular doctor, does something like that.
right?
So as long as they're part of one of the bigger groups.
I don't think I even knew that, and I've been in and out of the hospital too.
Yeah.
Never once thought about it because I'm just a maniac and scream at people. Well, I don't scream at people, but I woo them to my way, and then I get what I want.
That's helpful.
It is. I mean, one of the things about advocating is, first of all, walking in knowing a little bit about what you're walking into. For example, if you're seeing like a rheumatologist and you know that you have a certain disease, you should know your disease information and discuss, and if you can't remember things, try to record things. There's
Yeah.
I mean, I have a recording device in my phone, and I always ask my doctors, like, if it's a big appointment, I'm like, can we record this? Because I'll never remember one thing about it.
Yeah, that's really smart.
And then you can go home and like listen to it and then make notes and then, reach them through the portal or however you reach your doctor or, it's just important to keep the lines of communication open. I always think I'm driving my doctors nuts when I say to them, like, I'll write them emails and say, the subject line is loop, just LOOP in capital letters, because I'm keeping them in my loop of whatever is going on with the 27 other doctors I have. So, for example, if I get blood work from, say, Dr. Levine, and that blood work is always kind of nutty blood work that other doctors sort of look, I don't know if they frown upon it or they just don't understand. Maybe they frown upon it because they feel threatened by it or they don't understand it. But I do the research and understand what she's testing me for and exactly why she's testing me for it.
Yeah.
I send it to NYU and they upload it into my doctor will totally, my GP is wonderful. She'll upload it into the portal immediately,
Yeah.
regardless of whether, she has to do a little research or not. But, she's willing to do the research. So
Yeah.
what kind of doctor you want?
Yeah.
That's another thing. Sometimes doctors, when you walk in and they give you a hard time or they suggest things that sound crazy or I really often think that they just feel threatened by who you are or maybe your illnesses and they don't understand you. So they sort of act like assholes
Yeah.
to me so many times. And I realized in that moment, it's like dating guys or dating anyone, he, she, they, them, whatever. You're not into it. They're just not that into you. Next. Like, you know how women we pine. We don't have to. Next.
I
Just
think
like a
also the
doctor.
thing to remember is like it is different depending on who you are. Like screaming in a hospital can work for some people, but like for other people that can like get them like wound up in the psych ward. So
Correct.
like you do need to like be like cognizant of that.
Especially if you're alone. If you have no one,
Yeah,
if you can't, it's really always good to have somebody with you, obviously. But
yeah, it's great
not
to have
every,
someone with you.
not everybody has that luxury. I mean,
Yeah,
not everybody has that luxury.
yeah.
I
That
mean,
is extremely helpful.
that
But
happened
if
to
not,
me.
then that's when the patient advocate comes into play.
Right. I wish I'd known that when I was 18.
Yeah.
I really do. I wish I'd known that because, oh God, what an experience my first knee operation was, and the second, and the third. But at least by the third, my surgeon was a wonderful surgeon. It's just that we didn't understand that my own body tissue was useless. And he used my body tissue to transport it into another part of my body, and that failed.
Ooh.
And he was like, "You have crappy collagen." And that was like, I don't know how many, 25 years before I got the diagnosis, or 20 years before I got the diagnosis of psoriatic arthritis. So, crappy collagen is correct, sir. Only I didn't know what it meant.
I
Um,
bet.
and the other thing about advocating for yourself, I think we want to cover, is that I kind of don't take no for an answer. I'm kind of a pit bull. I was like that at work when I was still working and able to work. And I actually wear that moniker proudly because I kind of sink my teeth in and I don't let go until I get what I want. But you have to have tact and you have to have, common courtesy. And another thing I also do a lot, that if I'm doing something like with an accessoride situation, or it's like an NYU and you're getting into a call center and you
Hmm.
don't get what you need, I will hang up and call right back.
Yeah.
Don't take no for an answer. Call right back. You'll get a different person and they will probably do what you're asking.
Yeah.
Don't give up. Don't give up is my biggest. I can't tell you how persistence has made, even though it sucks to be the patient and you always are doing the homework, you're always checking somebody's math homework, someone's not doing their homework, and you're always having, as the patient, it's exhausting.
It
It's,
really is.
but well, no one's going to do it for you. It's like me going food shopping and telling you I just told Carly I was sitting on my stoop crying just now because I was just so exhausted and my feet hurt and my everything hurt and you just can't stop and you want to stop, but you kind of can't stop.
Yeah.
The only time
Yeah.
I stop is when like the table is set and like I've done all my doctor's things and I've done something in this house. I just want to feel, sometimes I feel not worthy because I don't work. Work.
Yeah.
Be careful what you wish for. I remember at
That's what
work.
capitalism does.
Yeah. I remember saying to people at work years ago, I'm like, I wish I was a housefrau. I wish I'm like, be careful what you wish for. Look at me now, housefrau, housefrau with 28 doctors, and I'm a hard ass when it comes to that. I just have become, I
But you
think,
gotta be.
well, I think when you have diseases that you've been lived with for so long, you know your stuff. Like I really
Yeah.
know my stuff. When it comes to my stuff, I know my stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. Same.
I mean, it's hard to, I mean, I have like so many things wrong with me. It's hard to remember everything, but just I know that all the things I have sort of lead to pain. Pain syndromes are all sort of pain syndromes. So, you got to stay on top of it, but sometimes I just want to like scream. In fact, I do scream. When I go out with
Like
my,
people in the apartment next to you love you.
no, no, not in the apartment. When I'm on
Um,
when I'm walking to my little coffee shop on Wednesdays with Andrea, the other Andrea, as we like to call ourselves, the Andreas, hashtag the Andreas. They're doing all this pavement work where they're jackhammering. So when we pass
yeah.
these guys, I say to her, Sally Bowles from Cabaret. And I just scream as loud as I can because why don't we get earplugs in the city? How come where's my earphones for that friggin' noise? why don't they give us headphones? The city should
Yeah,
be giving us all headphones for the jackhammering and the nonsense that goes on. Oh my God.
we've
But I
got
do,
the
that's
earplugs.
been recent where I've been screaming like Sally Bowles. It's been hilarious.
That's amazing. I love that. That's smart.
Well, you got to do it where you got to have fun where you can, especially being chronically ill.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, it's so the little moments, and it's moments like that where I laugh my ass off because I'm just like, it's insane. Like I'm like, thank you, universe.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, by
No,
the
I
way,
agree.
my $3 schlock store, my favorite group, my favorite one of my favorite rap groups of all time, $3.
That's great.
Could not be happier. I love them so. I know I don't look like a person who would love them so, but oh, I grew up here when it was happening. So we're into everything. Oh, and speaking of everything, so did you watch the last episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac?
Yes, the reunion.
The season reunion? Yeah, the final. And then did you watch? They haven't talked about her sentencing yet.
Yeah, I know.
They took her straight to
I
jail.
know. And what about the whole thing though with wait, they took her straight to jail? Oh, I didn't
Straight
realize.
to jail from the courthouse. She
Yeah.
went straight to jail. Well, that's what happens.
What do you think though about Stacy? Do you think that she really paid TJ?
No. I think he's
That was
probably
wild.
I think he's angry and probably
Yeah,
a little hurt. And I got to be honest, he came across as gay. He seems like a gay man, like
I
a
don't
gay
know.
black man to me. I mean, who wears a mesh shirt like that? Like who? Gay men. I know who. I have a lot of gay friends. A lot of huge. I'm like the biggest. I'm the president of the fan club. Let's put it that way.
What is it?
I don't know. I doubt it. Why would she have to pay anybody? Look at her.
Yeah, I know. That's why,
She,
because it's such a strange claim because of that.
well, that's why I think he said that just to like get a, you know, then the more you talk, the more you're in the public eye. Maybe
I guess, yeah.
he wants the attention.
Yeah.
That's the thing about being on that show. And if you're dating, it's like, how do you know they want you just to, for you, or they want to be on the show, or because I didn't realize Andy said last night the men don't get paid. Like they don't get paid.
At all? Any of
No.
them?
None of them. Not one of them. None of one of the husbands, boyfriends, nobody gets paid. It's all about the wives.
That's nuts.
That's great.
On every show?
I love that about no, not on Below Deck, obviously, on those shows where
No,
everyone
no, but like on like Jersey, where like the men are half of it?
nope.
That's crazy.
That's what he said. Nope. I think it's great though. It should be hey, it's about time. Let it be just the women for once.
I just didn't know that.
I know I didn't know it either till I watched it. I was like, really, Andrew? We love you, Andy Cohen. Still, we still want you to someday you'll see these and say, those girls should be on my show in the clubhouse. We might have to wear masks, but we'll come. We would go. I would stand at the bar
Oh yeah, definitely.
or sit at the bar, actually. We would have to sit. We
Yeah,
would, we
that's
would
true.
need we would totally need stools for the bar. Oh, I love you, Carly.
Oh, I love you too.
We could really talk about anything. Hey, how's Will Ferrett, by the way?
He's great. He's sleeping.
He's better? He's all better?
Yeah, well, he's not all better. He's still wheezing a bit, but yeah, I don't know.
I
But
don't like that wheezy crap. No.
but I mean, he went through all of his antibiotics. The what's it called? The vet said that he's like okay. He just has a wheeze.
Who is he like me with the
And it's not like I could like bring him to another vet because like where we are like and like the type of vet he needs to go to
right? He
is
needs
like
that. Yeah, he's an exotic animal.
yeah.
Or
And
he's
like I can only make it to like I can't make it to the one that if there's one like all the way out east, like I can't make it there, you know?
I wonder if the York there, we have the animal hospital here in Manhattan that is 24/7.
We have a few of those. I don't know if they'll even take
I bet
Will
they would. I
happen.
bet they're a hospital. They have to.
Yeah.
I would Google.
Yeah.
All you people who know about exotic animals on Long Island, where should she take this animal other than where she's going? Who has suggestions? We need suggestions. We need suggestions. Listen, it's not just about this is life. I mean, being sick is this is part of life. I mean,
Yeah.
it all blends together, you know. And even last night when it was so nice of uh, 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 our friend whose name is eluding me, who invited us to meditating last night.
Oh, yes. Rachel.
Rachel, our Rachie, our friend Rachel. She invited us to a group meditation, and then my response was, "I meditate twice a day."
I was meditating by watching ER. I've been rewatching ER. And
Oh,
like that
George
is my
Clooney, come to
meditation.
me, George Clooney. Did I ever tell you
Right? I finally get it. I finally get it. Because I was two when the show started. So
about?
like I saw like some parts of it I remember, but like I do not
Oh
remember
my
at
God, he's
all.
so hot. Oh my
Now,
God.
now I get it.
My God. Oh my God.
And he's a pediatrician too. So like damn.
Of course. Of course he's a
Like hot guy with kids, like oh yeah.
like that's possible. It is possible.
Uh,
I know my hand surgeon, the one I smacked this week, who was 50 minutes late. I smacked my hand surgeon's hand this week. He was 50 minutes late. And you know what I said to him? You're not the only one on my dance card today.
I love it.
He was like, he's like, what's on your dance card today? I'm like, what does it matter? He said to me, I've never seen you though this angry. I said, you've never been this late.
Do you know one time I waited 3 hours and then I was like leaving and they wrote it in the chart that like we saw a patient but like they were leaving and it's like yeah it was 3 freaking hours later like of course we're leaving.
Talk about making a phone call or writing an email. So that's self advocacy. That also is part of it, is like standing up for yourself. Like
Yeah.
me writing to NYU about that crazy doctor who did this to the doors and said, you can't come in here. I have a newborn at home. And I wrote to them and I got a phone call and I was terrified to answer the call. So I listened to the voicemail and then I thought, what do I have to lose? I'm like, I'm not going back to see her again. So I called him back and I told him, I said, I don't want to get her fired. I know she's retiring soon, but she's in the wrong business.
Yeah.
In the germ business. Like, you're in the wrong business, lady. Stay home with the newborn if you don't want to, like, see patients who are maybe sick because you're a doctor. Oh,
Going back to the patient advocate,
yeah,
what's it called? I wrote a review on one of the hospital's websites when this one hospital like didn't want me to even have my cell phone with me. And I was like, no, that's scary. They want me to be completely like no way to call out, like no way. So I left. But I wrote a review and the patient advocate wrote back being like, please call. So I called them. That was my first time dealing with a patient advocate. So I called them and she said that that was unacceptable. They shouldn't have done that.
yeah.
That there's like very few circumstances where that would happen, but like that shouldn't have happened to you. Um, and they apologized and they looked into it.
It's all, it's all you can do. But at least you have to, it's like you got to fight for your right to party, babe. You got to fight for your right to party. I'm telling you though, you really do.
Yeah,
Because no one's going to do it for you.
yeah,
And I know it's exhausting. It is exhausting for the
it really
patient
can
who
be.
is sick and does not need to do the extra 7,000 steps to jump through the hoops, the miles to, it's like you're really, but yeah, that's what goes on. It's
Yeah,
exactly what goes on. And then we could talk about patient assistance applications. Oh, that's a whole nother show. But yeah, I'm really glad. I'm so grateful you told me about that patient advocacy thing because I have no idea.
yeah,
And I thought I knew so much, but
yeah. So especially when you're in the hospital, it's really
hey,
helpful.
thank you, Carly, for teaching me something new.
So happy I could.
I'm so happy you could too. So how have you been feeling lately? What's been going on? Tell me.
I what's it called? Well, I have to get a new sleep study done, but that's not going to be until April because the first one confirmed that I have severe sleep apnea, not just the obstruction kind, but there's the other kind, which is where your brain is telling like your body to stop breathing, and
Right.
that's the one that I have that's severe. So I have to go in for a test on that. Um, my back hasn't been. Oh, I didn't tell you this. I was like 3 days off of my pain patch because the pharmacy didn't have it in. So I was kind of going through like
Oh,
just horrible pain, and it was just not fun.
Oh my God, NF, 100%
Like
NF.
as I'm like dealing with already like not doing good, like trying to stay out of the hospital, they're
Right.
like, no, sorry, we're not gonna have your patch for like 3 days.
How do they
So
expect
I
you
was
to live? Like,
like so suddenly too. It was just ridiculous.
oh,
So thank God I got it. I put it right on.
I think that's right. I'm so
Um,
sorry. I know you, like, I don't even, like, I don't do the pain patches. Like, the most I've ever gotten is lidocaine 5%. But you know what I used to tell? I tell my rheumatologist, I say, can you make me a lidocaine bodysuit? Just with the parts cut out, just the parts, just
yeah.
the parts, the things. But yeah, I'm like, she thinks she's like, you're crazy. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm like, everything hurts. Like, why wouldn't I want one?
It doesn't go deep enough for me, the lidocaine
Of of
patches.
course not. Of course not.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's something you don't know. Here's something that happened. When I saw the hand surgeon, they rescheduled my hand surgery. Get ready, people. This is my eighth and ninth procedure in 4.5 years. And it's not the surgeon's fault. It is my body's fault.
That must be a record.
I don't know, but I walked into number seven saying, is it on the house yet? And they were like, no, Andrea. So get on the table.
Number 10.
So
That's normally number 10.
so eight is repositioning again the ulnar nerve because I crunched the bones, also known as subluxated the bones at the elbow. And he told me that he can't open my hand again because he's opened it twice and he won't do it again. So, and he's going to snip the A1 parallel. Don't ask me. I looked it up at the base of this finger because this whole hand is fairly unusable and has been unusable for about the last 2 weeks. It's been that bad. The trigger
Yeah.
fingers it's just like I'm never not going to need my hand surgeon. I'm always going to need
Yeah.
him. So he's going to do a two, two for the price of one. No, probably not. Two for the price of two. And then we have to go back and do this finger. And the thing is about the trigger fingers is they still make you go to the surgical center. They don't knock you out, so there's no nap involved, which is
Are you
ridiculous.
joking?
No, they just have to anesthetize it, open it, snip it, and sew it. So they drape it probably so you don't see what's going on. But
Yeah,
oh,
I
babe,
hope so.
I want to watch it. No, that I'll watch. That I would watch. I don't know,
I,
like what do they do? Do they not? I can't imagine. Do they not knock you out for that? I can't.
I hope they, I would like make sure.
Well, of course I'll ask. Just
Yeah, I always ask. If it's an option,
obviously.
I like knock me out.
Oh my God, my knee surgeon, the third surgery and the fourth surgery, he's like, you're sure you don't want to be awake? I was like, I came for this, babe. Let's go. I
Yeah,
didn't come for the knee surgery. I came to go for the knockout. Let's go. That's what I've been waiting
yeah,
for. I've been dreaming of being, and as we know, we have some friends who are terrified of being put to sleep.
yeah. I know. We love it.
We love.
The opposite, the total opposite.
It's bad, I've been knocked out more than anyone I know. I'm literally because of all the upper endoscopy, lower endoscopy,
Yeah.
all the surgeries, all the procedures. I've literally been knocked out so much.
I don't know. We may give each other a run for each other's money.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah.
If I wish I could remember every single time though, because
Because I've had so many, yeah, because like the endometriosis, so I've had so many endoscopies also.
well, but I've also had a million back injections where they knock you out for it.
So have I.
Girl, we're like we're the same. You're like I'm telling you, you're mini me. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you are mini me, but in a not the good way.
Yeah.
But you
And
are in a
until
good way
this
too.
way.
You're in the good way too. Yeah, we're all the ways. You're so cute. Okay, well, I guess we should stop because we could never stop talking.
Yeah.
I know. We're girls. What can we say? That's what happens. You get two girls together, this is what happens.
We start yapping.
We just start yapping. It's true. But I love it so much. And this is making me so happy doing this because I'm really hoping, I hope if it reaches 10 people, one person, I don't even care. If
Yeah.
somebody is helped by whatever we say or whatever we've experienced, then, and here's my last parting thing is that I think my Cosentyx might be failing. And when that happens, I've already, in the last 11 years, tried 9 biologics. besides methotrexate, which is the first thing they put you on, which is the cancer drug, which let me tell you, 2 weeks on that, I was like, get me the fuck off this. What is this crap? Off.
Mm,
I was so sick. Ugh, it made me so sick. Some people do really well on it. I did not.
yeah.
So I'm 9 biologics later, and when you realize it's failing or you think it's failing, that means ground zero, and you're back to like square one. And then the way my rheumatologist operates, which I love, is that at least I'm on something for 3 months, and if it doesn't work, we're on to another one. So it's like really rapid, but it's just shitty. I mean, I have, like 11, each box is $11,000. I don't know how many boxes are in there. They all go bad this month. They're all expiring March of 2025. All the boxes,
That's nuts.
Cothentics in there. They all expire this month. Although
$11,000.
per box. That's why that's another thing we need to talk about is the patient assistance application process. Because I worked in advertising, making the commercials and behind the camera on the production side of it. But yet I thought to myself one day, why am I spending all this money on I can't afford these drugs. I'm like, oh, patient assistance applications. And it dawned on me like 10 years ago. And I said, I work for these companies, making commercials for these companies. I should not be paying for these drugs. I can't afford it. I'm on disability. And
Yeah.
that's how it all started, which is why everyone has my federal taxes. The world has my federal taxes. And they gladly they may have them as long as I get my drugs for free. So
Yeah.
right now I have 3 patient assistants for myself, and I did 2 for my mom.
Mm,
I'm pretty versed in that world.
that's amazing. You'll help me with that.
I will be more than happy to help anyone with that process. I mean, even Rachel mentioned something about she might even need that. And it's not a hard process. It's just knowing if the company, with the drugs that you take, if the company has a patient assistant, like Lilly has one, AbbVie is major. AbbVie is major. They have so many, every drug, there's a patient assistance application for that company. And they make a lot of medications. So you just have to know what company it is and then have to, do a little research. But that's easy enough. You just have to make sure that the application that's online is the correct application because I have done this before where you go online and get their PAP off the internet and then you get a phone call saying, sorry, that's the wrong one. But then why isn't the right one on your website? So more hoops,
More hoops.
more hoops because someone's not doing their homework. This is what I mean when I say someone's not doing their homework.
Yep.
They didn't, anyway, it was so good to see you. I love seeing
Great
you.
seeing you.
I will talk to you probably TTYL right after.
Yes.
So, bye everybody. If you want to
Bye.
comment anything, feel free. Ask us anything. We're happy to help anyone. Bye, Carly.
Bye, Andrea.
Have a good one.
You too.